चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देव्ये गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity on serving all of you on this Saturday morning, and thank you all of you for joining the session. Today we shall be covering the Canto 4, Chapter 30 of the pastime of the king Prachinabarhi and his son the 10 Prachetas. Just a quick summary of the previous chapter. The previous chapter covered, or the few previous chapters covered the story of Puranjana, the king Puranjana, and it was explained that how the pastime of Puranjana has the elements present in real life, like the king Puranjan represents Jivan, and how the other elements connect to the real world. So, uh, yes. Now in the 30th chapter, the Prachetas are performing the austerities underwater. And this was on the order of Lord Shiva, who also gave them the mantras and the Rudra Gita, which was discussed before, so that they were able to satisfy Lord Vishnu, who's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And after 10,000 years of these austerities, Lord Vishnu finally came to bless them, and he had a very pleasing form. The description of the transcendental form of the Lord is goes as follows. So the Lord looked like a mountain on top of the huge Garuda. As we know that Garuda is the Vahana of the Lord, and the Lord, it looked like Lord is the cloud on top of a big mountain like Garuda, and he's wearing the very beautiful Kaustubha on his neck, and he's bedecked with jewels. He has 8 long arms, which even challenge the beauty of goddess Lakshmi herself. And the Lord is very pleased with the austerities and prayers of the Prachetas. So the Lord comes and blesses the Prachetas that Prachetas, you're my such great devotees that he tells that although you are 10 brothers in this material world, we see that even one or two brothers, they are fighting for land, fighting for property, fighting for money. No one is able to live in peace and harmony. But these Prachetas, the 10 Prachetas, they were all brothers, and still they spent all of these years without even quarreling once, which is a very big quality for any Vaishnava, that he is he's humble, and there is no sense of pride in them, that I am above the other people. As we can see that these 10 Prachitas lived very harmoniously amongst each other. And Lord also tells that those who will remember you in the evening time, will become friendly to all the brothers as well as the living entities. And Lord also mentions that those who offer me prayers composed by Lord Shiva, the Rudra Gita in the morning and evening, I will fulfill both their material desires as well give them good intelligence. So the Lord is praising the Prachetas like this, and it is important to take a note that the Prachetas accepted the instructions of their father. And this is a very important point because I think in this modern age, including me, we don't really have, because of the Gen Z and everything, we don't really have that standard of Pita right now that we should look at him with awe and reverence. But actually, the father is supposed to be your one of the spiritual masters who directs you in the spiritual journey. So because the Prachetas were able to follow the instruction of their father very nicely and dedicatedly, the Lord was very pleased and said that because of this particular quality you will have, all of your transcendental qualities will be praised all over the world. And the Lord then continues forward. He says that you should marry the daughter of Pramlocha. So Pramlocha was an Apsara who had a daughter with the sage Kandu. So, yes. So the Lord says that you should marry the son of, or marry the daughter of Pramlocha, and because she's also a pious lady, and all of you 10 Prachina Barhis will be able to live very harmoniously together. So this is how Lord instructs them, and also going forward, the Lord now instructs them to enjoy the material world for 1 million celestial years. Now, this might look a little weird, right? That we have now that it's been such a long, they have already offered prayers for 10,000 years. Now, why is the Lord saying that why should you go and perform? Why should I go and live in the material world another 1 million celestial years? But this is what a normal person would think. But without a second question, although the Prachina Barhis, of course, Prachetas did not want to leave the association of the Lord. They willingly accepted it, and then they started to offer their wonderful prayers unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they start with the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That so oh Lord Krishna, you're so magnanimous and you're so merciful that even for fallen people like us, like our 10 brothers, you're coming and you're giving us the blessing. So we can see, right, although the 10 Prachetas had such an exalted position, still they were so humble and so meek that we are nothing, and Lord, thank you so much, you have come here in order to bless us. Then they're describing the beautiful form of the Lord, that eight arms form of the Lord, where he's smiling, he's the source of all bliss for everyone. And they describe him as you're the savior of everyone, and kindly always keep us in your service. And then there are varieties of prayers. So there are eight key points which they cover, and they start with the glorification of the Supreme Lord. The second point they mention is the Lord, that the Supreme Lord, you are above and beyond this material nature and in the heart of all. So there's a very famous verse in Bhagavatam, Save pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So the prime evil or the main dharma of any living entity is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's also known as Adhokshaja. So who is Adhokshaja? Adhokshaja means that Lord who cannot be perceived by the material senses. So this they elaborate on this point that that the Lord is beyond this material nature, and he is in the although he is in the heart of all, without he willing to reveal himself, we won't be able to understand him, right? So if we see that, right, many of us or many of the devotees will be trying to continuously read scriptures, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, but we will spend lifetimes to do this. But unless and until Guru and Krishna are merciful upon us, the Bhagavatam, the scriptures will not reveal themselves to us. So there's a very big difference in that. So if we able to see the lives of great devotees, we can see that they are living scriptures. They are living Srimad Bhagavatam, walking and preaching. That's because they have the mercy from Guru and Krishna have made the purports to explain themselves to the devotees itself. So that's how it is. And the third point, they glorify the Lord as they mentioned the point that the association changes consciousness. That your devotees, association of your devotees is so important. So there are hundreds of pastimes where association plays an important role, but I'll be covering one of the pastimes, which is of Srila Haridas Thakur. So, Srila Haridas Thakur was the Namacharya when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his advent in this material world. He named Srila Haridas Thakur as the Namacharya. Why? Because he would chant 300,000 names of the Lord every day. That is close to 192 rounds. And most of us are already struggling with just basic sadhana itself. So, personally, for me at least, I think mostly other people will be able to do it. But yeah, for me, even chanting 16 rounds, little bit of hearing, reading is so difficult. And here, Srila Haridas Thakur is chanting 192 rounds, 22 hours a day. And the rest of the 2 hours also, he wouldn't sleep. He would go and preach. So these are the glories of the Namacharya. And because he was so exalted in his position, naturally it got the envy of many people. So there was one of the Muslim ministers, and he grew very envious of Srila Haridas Thakur. And how is this person? He's a Muslim. Srila Haridas Thakur by birth was a Muslim, and this Muslim magistrate thought that how come that he's getting so much of attention, and he's not by birth a Muslim, and still he's preaching this Sanatani philosophy. This is completely wrong. I think I should just kill him. But because killing such a great saint would be like not really good, so he thought that let me just defame him completely. He did not know who Srila Haridas Thakur is, so he thought that he's just a normal person who'll get attracted to just normal material senses, just like the others. So what did he do? He sent a beautiful prostitute in order to lure Srila Haridas Thakur. Now, on the first day, so it was the night time, and the prostitute goes to Haridas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And so the Haridas Thakur is chanting. He's sitting over there, and the prostitute slowly walks and comes in, and she starts to glorify Haridas Thakur's physical appearance. That Srila Haridas Thakur was very beautiful physically as well, because he's one of the close associates of the Lord. He was glowing effulgently, and he was very young at that time as well. And the prostitute mentions that Srila Haridas, oh Haridas, let us unite together. You're so beautiful. You're young. I'm also young. I think this is a perfect match for us. So, can you please fulfill my desire? So, of course, Srila Haridas Thakur is a pure devotee. He says that no problem. I'm definitely ready to do that. Please have a seat. So, the prostitute sits. She becomes happy. Okay, I'll be able to fulfill my duty or whatever is being told to me by my senior, and she's just sitting there. And however, Srila Haridas Thakur has to chant 192 rounds, not 16 rounds, right? So he continues, and this chanting continues and continues till Brahma Muhurta, early morning. And this prostitute, she falls asleep by then, and then she wakes up. And then she realizes, oh no, it's morning time. Oh, we have to leave. I'll have to leave. So she leaves. And When the Muslim magistrate hears this, he's really angry. But he says that, no problem. You try again. So she again goes the next day. Now, the next day she's there, and again the same thing happens. So she'll go to Harshila Haridas Thakur and say that, please kindly fulfill my desire. And Haridas Thakur is always merciful, and he says, definitely I'll do that. Please have a seat. And again, the same pastime continues. So Srila Haridas Thakur chants, and this prostitute is sitting. But this time, she is sleeping and she is hearing the chant. She is hearing the Harinam from the lotus mouth of Srila Haridas Thakur. So it must have happened to a lot of us that, when we just chant before sleeping. So even in our sleep, we'll recognize that, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. So that just naturally comes in. So uh, yes, so she is not intentionally, but just subconsciously she's chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as well, and this continues the whole night. And again, in the morning, she realizes that, I slept today as well, so she gets ready to leave. And she wakes up and then she leaves again and goes to the Muslim magistrate again, and he says that, next day to pakka you have to get him. See, there is no, now you cannot do anything. Please, you have to do this. So the prostitute is okay. Yes, yes. Now I'll be able to lure him this time, and shouldn't be a problem. This time when she goes, and she goes over there and she's sitting continuously, Srila Haridas Thakur is continuously chanting. Now, because of the pure association of Srila Haridas Thakur, all of a sudden, the Supreme Personality of Godhead inside her is able to guide her because of the association change. Because we are who we associate with, right? And she straight offers obeisances to Haridas Thakur, and, pleads for forgiveness that, "Oh, Haridasa, I came here with such a bad intention that I wanted to lure you, and I wanted to defame you in this way, but please kindly forgive me, and please give me your shelter." And what did Srila Haridas Thakur do? What did he say? "Oh no, you crooked girl, you should go away. Don't show me your face." No. So that's why the devotees of the Lord have such mercy that it's hard to imagine. He tells she is later named Haridasi, this prostitute. He tells the prostitute that, "Oh, you come here now that I have to leave this bhajan kutir. So please stay here and continue chanting." And he instructs her that, you should take the shelter of Srimati Tulsi Maharani, and with the Tulsi pot in between, Srimati Haridasi continues to chant 192 rounds every day of her life after that. So, Haribol, we can see, right, that just by few minutes of association, it's not even full days, few hours of association with a pure devotee, how one can completely change, right? So, the Prachetas are offering the prayers that, "Oh Lord, though such pure devotees, in the association of such pure devotees, it is impossible to forget you. And if anyone wants to uh, wants to advance in spiritual life, this is a very important thing, association. That even if we are not able to physically associate, we should at least mentally associate. For example, we can hear Bhagavatam classes online, or if our spiritual master, Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru are accessible, we can connect with them, we can share our thoughts with them. So this always keeps our mind engaged. However, even if for small moments we are avoiding the association of the devotees of the Lord, the mind is able to trick us. It knows that, okay, now that the association is decreased, I can add in my own thoughts. And once the mind starts to add in the thoughts, we get stuck in the same loop over and over again. That, overthinking, and oh no, I have to do this. Why bhakti is important, but I have so many other things to do. But with the constant association, constant hammering on the mind, finally our goal is to change our mind into completely spiritual, so that our mind is fixed in on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. So this was the third point of the These were the third type of prayers which were offered by the Prachetas to the Lord. Coming on to the fourth point, they mention that hearing and chanting about the Lord purifies the heart. So again, we can see in this pastime that just by hearing Harinam from the lotus lips of a pure devotee, the prostitute who was completely fallen down rose up to the level of chanting 192 rounds. 192 rounds is far away. Even in this current material world, people like me, we are not able to chant 16 rounds like properly, even after staying in Krishna consciousness in so many years, right? This is just a sign that we don't have proper attention. We lack proper association, right? We're not able to follow the basic principles of Krishna consciousness. But you see, Srimati Haridasi, just by hearing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from Srila Haridas Thakur's mouth, she had a complete change in heart. And hearing in chanting, and she continued to chant this way. She continued to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 192 rounds. And over the period of time, she went back to Krishna. She went back to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So this is because the hearing chanting, the first two limbs of bhakti out of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Shravanam and Kirtanam are the first basics which establish the deep faith in us. And they are the ones which need to be continued always. The two limbs which can never be forgotten are Shravanam and Kirtanam of the Lord. And we know that the Yoga Dharma for this age is Harinam Sankirtan, right? It's nothing else but Harinam Sankirtan. So even if we are performing Harinam Sankirtan very nicely, we are able to perform Kirtan daily in front of our deities, then God Nitai are very pleased. So because God Nitai are very merciful, pleasing them is the best thing we can do. We have got this very rare opportunity that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has had his advent in this material world, which actually happens only once in a day of Brahma. So what is a day of Brahma? The Chatur Yuga cycle. So this currently Kali Yuga is going on, right? So this is 4,32,000 years. So if we consist of all the four yugas together, so uh, yes, so if we consider the four yugas together, it becomes a Chatur Yuga cycle, right? So Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, this will become a Chatur Yuga cycle. And each of these yugas' total tenure is double of what it is before. So let us say Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. So the previous yuga, the upper yuga is 4,32,000 into 2. Treta Yuga is 4,32,000 into 3. And Satyuga is 4,32,000 into 4. So if we combine all of these four yugas together, this forms one Chatur Yuga, right? So if we combine 1,000 of these Chatur Yuga cycles, that becomes one day of Brahma, right? And Brahma has one day and one night in this as well. So you can multiply it by two, and this becomes a complete single day for Brahma, one day and one night. And if you multiply goes on for 100 years, right? This becomes one day of Brahma, right? So we can see that the time difference is so much. And yep. So yes, just a minute. Yes. So we can see that Srila Haridas Thakur like this in this way. The hearing and chanting about the Lord gives purification to the heart. And coming on to the next point, material life without devotion is useless. Bhakti automatically gives knowledge and detachment. So we will see that in many there are many examples where there are many kings who have lived lives only in material life, and they made incredible amount of progress, but in the end they fell down, right? So why is this so? What really happened? So I think the greatest example for this is Hiranyakashipu, that he was a king. He was in fact the king of the entire creation. He was a king of the material world. And what happened? He used to do, he with his austerity and penances, with his knowledge of the material world, he conquered the entire material world, even the heavenly planets. Even Indra dare not step in front of him, and all the different demigods would just serve under him, and it continued this way for so many years. And it just looked like Hiranyakashipu's prowess would not conclude, it would just always continue. um but because of the fact that he did not have bhakti, that key point. Yes, that key point is there, right? That he did not have bhakti. What happened? He eventually, although he was very proud of himself before, he knew that he thought that I have got this boon from Lord Brahma, and I did not, no one can kill me. But Lord Narsimha appeared and ripped him apart. So we can say that, right? Without devotion, the material life is useless. So Hiranyakashipu was a very crude example. That's out of the top of the league because he was very strong. Even if we see the common people today, right? So if you're seeing the common men, mostly all of them are working a lot, working very hard, day and night, and they come home working full day, and then they will just enjoy on some random things, watch some movies, and sleep. So, and it might be argued, that we have the freedom. So why not do this? Because bhakti indeed is, although bhakti is very simple, it's the simplest path out of all. Karma yoga, jnana yoga. Um, but still, it seems so difficult, right? That although we try to make progress, but Maya continuously tries to keep us down, right? Because we have heard a pastime, right? So there's a long line, and everyone is standing in line and coming to meet Lord Krishna, and everyone is coming and asking, Krishna, I want a house. Krishna, I want very good grades. Krishna, I want a very nice job. I want a very nice husband, wife. And Krishna is just continuously giving them all of this, right? So and Krishna is just continuously happily giving them all of these desires. But there's one person who asks that, Krishna, please give me devotion to you, unadulterated faith unto you, that I'd never forget you. And Krishna says, okay, come stand here. And that person is standing and standing and standing and standing. And after some time, Narad Muni is seeing this, and he says that that Krishna, what are you doing? There is, out of them, there's only one person, that who wants you, and still you're treating him like this. And Krishna then says a very important point, that I completely sell myself to the devotees, right? So when Lord Vishnu, when Lord Narayana came to save Prahlad Maharaj, one of his lines were that Prahlada, I am your servant. So the supreme personality of Godhead, we discussed the lifespan of Brahma, right? And this is just one universe where Brahma is present. There are millions and billions of such universes. And out of all these universes, there is Brahma present in each of them. And above all these Brahmas is the supreme personality of Godhead. And he just has to inhale once, deep breathe in, and all of the living entities like us, and not to talk about us, we are nothing. Even Brahmas from all the other universes are vanquished inside, and on his exhalation, everyone comes into being. So the Lord has a completely different position. And if we surrender our lives and understand that, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the real meaning of the life, and, He's the real goal, only then will we be able to understand that what is the true meaning of life. So, right now, Srila Prabhupada gives an awesome example that all of us are like the small parts of machineries, the nuts and bolts which have got lost in this material world, and we are tr- we are trying to find other nuts and bolts in order to create happiness, create fake happiness. But a nut and two screws cannot make each other happy, right? Two screws will be independent. right? They are like the small living entities. But if they are not fixated unto the complete machine of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then there is no use. So Krishna is what who completes us. We have all these material qualities, right? Great job, good strength, good looks, and good fame. All of these are just the zeros. So I was hearing this very good example. So they're all, you can just put them zero, 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 zero. They have no value. But if you put the one of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in front, all those zero get the values, right? So without Krishna consciousness, without Krishna Bhakti, this is not at all possible. And I think I forgot to make this point in the beginning that I was discussing the lifespan of Brahma. Uh, in in this one day of Brahma, which is the 1,000 Chaturyuga cycle, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only appears once. So uh, it's we are extremely lucky that we have got the opportunity to be in the same time frame as Lord Mahaprabhu, and Lord Mahaprabhu is completely different. He's very merciful. In fact, he's Lord God Nitaya, even more merciful than Krishna himself. And being the direct and not even incarnations, they are the most complete form. Mahaprabhu is the most complete form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because he has the bhava of Srimati Radharani. Krishna in his Vrindavan pastimes was not able to fulfill his one desire, which was that how does it feel to serve me? And so Radharani gives her complexion and her mood to Krishna, and Krishna comes down as Mahaprabhu. And if you're able to take this, even just being born in this time is, I was hearing the recent class on Amrendra Prabhu, and he's saying that just by being born in this time frame, 95% of our task has been done. So just by being present right now, that we are getting to hear about Lord Mahaprabhu, we have fulfilled 95% of the bhakti progress. Now we just have to, just few years, we just have to continue with have to dedicatedly continue with this, and we can attain easily the love of Godhead, which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda so easily, right? So, yes, so this was the point. Material life without devotion is completely useless. And bhakti automatically gives knowledge and detachment. However, this mantra is not to be misunderstood. So, a lot of times, what we'll think is that, uh, that because either ways material life is useless, so why go for material life? Why not just go for bhakti or this completely, just we'll just go for bhakti, and we'll be able to transcend this material world. But there is a very famous verse from Ishopanishad. The in the 11th verse of Ishopanishad says that, those who want to transcend the material world have to learn the knowledge of nescience, or the material knowledge and the spiritual knowledge side by side. So without this, we won't be able to transcend, because in order to fulfill the conditions of this material body, we need the material knowledge, right? Otherwise, we will have problems in a material life itself, and we won't be able to focus on the bhakti in our day-to-day lives. So although material life without devotion is useless, with devotion, material life is very, very useful. So we are able to preach through our actions. If we go outside and someone knows that, okay, this person is a devotee of Krishna, and we see them that they're dedicatedly working, and it's very inspiring for all of the other people. So this is basically preaching with our own life, like Srila Haridas Thakur did. That was at a very extreme level. What is possible for us right now is to follow Krishna consciousness very dedicatedly, and to go outside and have a very nice material life as well, so that we are able to not particularly enjoy, but work hard in this material field, so that we are able to inspire other living entities for this. So as we can see, our own founder Srila Prabhupada, he also worked very hard in the prime years of his life, in the beginning years of his life, and he established a chemist shop, and he would work over there. And later in the phase, when time comes, of course, everyone has to follow that, we can take vanaprastha sannyasa later in our lives. But it is of prime importance, especially for the young generation, that right now we should be focusing on both the material and spiritual life. Of course, there might be some very golden examples. Like we can see Guru Maharaj, who took sannyasa at the very young age of 19. There are such great devotees like Radhe Shyam Prabhu, Amog Leela Prabhu, who left their jobs and came into this. But not everyone is like this, right? If we are, of course, if we are able to follow a life like this, that will be really great. But because of the influence of Maya, we are unable to do so. Even the people at very high consciousness of levels fall down. So it is better that we are able to manage material and emotional life together. So these were this was the fifth point made by the Prachetas to the Lord, that material life without you, our Lord, is completely useless. The sixth point they're making is the devotees do not desire separate material enjoyment. Now, this is contradicting, right? That you should have material life as well, and you should not enjoy as well. So how is it? So, what is given to the devotees by the Lord, the devotees happily accept it. But they never desire separate enjoyment, independent enjoyment of the Lord. That is the prime reason we came to this material world. And we were all enjoying our pastimes with the Lord, but because of the independent nature, that मुझे अकेला रहना है, I'd want to enjoy alone, just like young children, right? So I was hearing this small cute story from Amog Leela Prabhu, that one of Amogila Prabhu's lectures, that there's a small kid who's playing, and he's playing over there, and the mother is calling, and mother, please son, come, we can have food. And then this kid, the child says, uh, no, 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 I don't want to come, I'll come later. And after some time, what happens? The child gets hungry, right? The child gets hungry and he starts to cry for the mother. And the mother says that, but you said you don't want to come. Now, why don't you? Why are you coming now? And the child says, no, 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 I have completely forgot. The mother says, I'll give you a small cooking set so you can cook for yourself. And the child starts to cry, right? And then the mother will come and hug the child very nicely and affectionately, depicting that although we might think that we are independent of the Lord, that independence is only momentary. It's right now, because all of us are in this spiritual aura or atmosphere, we are able to understand that this independence from the Lord is so horrible, right? How it is destroying ourselves, how we are destroying ourselves. But unfortunately, most of the living entities around us are still struggling to understand this. But if at all we want happiness, we will have to see Krishna, right? We do not have to desire separate material enjoyment, but we have to desire that Krishna enjoys, right? So, this is one very important point made by the Prachetas. Moving on to the next point, that the spiritual life is eternal and time will eventually destroy everything, right? So, if we see a very basic example, what was, let us say I am living over here in this building right now, few years down the line this won't be there, right? So everything in this material world, just like this, is completely temporary. Many scientists in the beginning had made multiple theories about different life forms. Different life forms are present, and atomic models are there. But these theories continue to adapt over different time, right? So if we talk about the atomic model, uh, first model was made by J.J. Thomson, and his model was, it was good. People at that time thought that, this is so good, he's such a smart person, I think this is it. Then Rutherford came, he changed it completely. Then Niels Bohr came. When Niels Bohr came, everyone thought that, his model is like complete atomic, it's complete perfection. But we have seen so many changes, continuous changes over the period of time. So this depicts the temporariness of this material world, that even the facts are not really facts, right? People say right now we are mentioning that it is a fact that the atom is there, or any other scientific term. Down the line it may go and change. So this just shows that how imperfect this material world is and how temporary it is, right? Right now we are present over here, the very next moment we may not, right? So however, if we enter the spiritual realm, there is no time factor in that. We are never time bound. So the devotees of Lord Krishna possess unlimited amount of energy and unlimited lifespan. There is no particular lifespan, and you're always able to stay under the association of Krishna, and precious glories associate with these devotees, and there is no enactment of time over there. But as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he comes in the material world and destroys everything in the form of time, right? So one of the subtle aspects of the Lord is time, where he's mentioning that Lord, all the envious entities, living entities of this world think that we are so strong, but that presence, the short lifespan of like 50 to 100 years, or even the bigger lifespans like in Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Satyug, is nothing but a small speck. It's just like a small instant for the Lord. Not even that, right? So this is the ninth point. This is the seventh point, sorry, made by the Prachetas, that spiritual life is eternal and time destroys everything. So what should be our main goal? Our main goal should be to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead dedicatedly. And why do we want to, why is this continuous, why the word service is continuously coming, so we need to realize that we need to dovetail our minds into the service of the Lord. A lot of the people think that the Lord is formless. So however, that is not true. Why is it not true now? Like Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita many places that I am formless as well. So his formless aspect is also present. Krishna also has the Nirakar form, but his true form is the 200 form of Krishna, which he has, right? And without focusing on this 200 form, we will not really be able to connect to the Lord so easily, so deeply, right? Because if there is a person who does not really exist, but still exists at the same time, it's hard for any human being to imagine it. So, in order to get this ultimate spiritual life, we have to dedicate ourselves, our minds, into this beautiful form, beautiful 200 form of Sri Krishna. And only then, with the influence of time, will be able to leave us. Coming to the last point made by the Prachetas, which is unity amongst devotees. And this is, I think, by far the most important point, or one of the most important point, that is unity. The current age of Kali is very famous for its hypocrisy, pride, and although being at a very good platform, even the close family members tend to betray each other. Why? Because this sense of pride, the lack of humility is present. But once there, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnana, right? That we should be as tolerant as a tree and as humble as a blade of grass. Then we will be able to attract Krishna very amazingly. With the humility, with such humility and such tolerance, we'll be able to develop very good relationships with the devotees. And here Krishna, and here the Prachetas are saying that we have lived these 10,000 years or so, even our entire lives, without quarreling amongst each other even once. And this is just your mercy, and all of these activities, all of these good deeds, if we have committed anything, are just because of your mercy and under your service. So, as we can see that the prachetas, these prayers of prachetas are such great example to us. That each prayer has such deep meaning into it, and if one is able to follow these prayers of prachetas, there is absolutely no doubt that Lord Krishna is waiting to see him at the end of his life. So after these beautiful prayers by the prachetas to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna says that or Narayana, the Krishna is present in front of them. He says that, now I'll be leaving. So kindly continue to live your life under great material opulence. And he smilingly leaves. And although the Prachetas do not want him to leave, they really want his association. Um, Krishna leaves, and like that, right? Like even in Vrindavan, the Vrindavan pastimes he had, just after 13 years of spending in Vrindavan, he left and went to Mathura, and in fact, he never came back. So, this is because when we are in separation from Krishna, it's it produces even more bhakti force from within. Or rather, if we're having some material distress, it produces even more devotion from within. And so that's why Krishna might give us unavoidable circumstances sometimes, that there'll be pressure in life, but in the end it is just to increase devotion to him. And that's how Krishna left. And the Prachetas finally come out of their trance in the meditation, and they see that the world has been covered by very tall trees, as if to block the ways to heavenly planets. And the Prachetas get very angry seeing this, and because they are so powerful, people think that, those who do devotion, bhakti are, very weak. What are they doing? They are just chanting Hare Krishna. They don't have any strength. The Prachetas just glared into the trees and fire emanated from their eyes, burning down all these trees. So, just by a mere glance, because of their continuous sadhana and continuous strength, they got the power that they were able to burn down all the trees around them. Right? But why did they really burn down the trees? The trees did not do anything. But they thought that, these trees are very proud, they're grown so tall, and they're blocking the way to the upperly planets. And this gives us a question, right? That, Prachetas are pure devotees of the Lord. We just heard their prayers. Then why are they so angry like this? Why is that so much of anger in them? So this is a very wrong way of understanding this, because this is transcendental anger, which is in fact completely different from the anger present in the material world. If we see, there are many more examples where anger is used in the service of the Lord. Out of that, the most famous one is of Lord Hanuman, of course, that he burned the entire Lanka. But it's not that Lord Hanuman was just careless, that, oh, I'll just go and put Lanka on fire, everything. And Mother Sita is also that, oh no, I put fire in Ashok Vatika as well. No, it's completely controlled anger. So he knew Sita Mata is present in Ashok Vatika. I should be controlled. I will not put fire there. But because they insulted Lord Ram and they refused to give back Mother Sita, they need to be taught a lesson. So the
Hare Krishna. I
I
think,
guess there is some connection issue.
yeah, I think we'll wait for a few minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Hare Krishna, I'm audible.
Yes, Vedant.
Sorry, Prabhu, I got disconnected in between. Yes.
I think you're on mute, Vedant. Can you unmute?
Yes, Prabhu. I'm audible right now, right?
Yeah, now you.
Yes. Sorry, very sorry for the disturbance. So, as I was continuing that, Lord Hanuman was had a very controlled anger on him, and he was able to tactfully destroy all of those who were opposing Lord Ramchandra. So similarly, the Pracheta's anger is transcendental anger, and it was very much valid at that point of time, and it hasn't to be misunderstood, that although they are pure devotees of the Lord, devotees become angry. No, it's not like that. At the same time, now after this, we'll see that Lord Brahma comes and intervenes, because the Prachetas would actually finish the were very angry, and they would finish the entire trees on the surface of the world. And this gives us an example as well. It's a learning example for all of us that anger is still not good, and anger must be controlled, right? So Lord Brahma, of course, has to intervene in order to stop the Prachetas from putting fire to the entire surface of the earth. And they tell Prachetas to marry the son of Pramalocha and the sage Kandu, right? Whose name is Marisha. Marisa. So now the Lord tells that, you should marry this beautiful girl, and because both of you have same ideologies, you will be able to. Their role was to populate the entire world with the humans, so you'll be able to fulfill it very easily. And how is this possible? So Daksha was born as the son of these 10 Prachetas and Marisha, right? And Daksha ruled over the Chakshusha Manvantara. And in this Manvantara, so there's a small pastime of Daksha as well. That Daksha, we all know that Daksha was the father of Sati Mata, right? Mother Sati. And because of his envy towards Lord Shiva, and he disrespected Lord Shiva in the yagya he was performing, and so Mother Sati sacrificed herself in the yagya, and Lord Shiva chopped off Daksha's head out of anger, and Daksha got a goat head after that, right? So he was born once again because he had to give up his material body at that time, and so because of this, he had to take the birth into the womb of a woman again, and he came out. And Daksha, the term Daksha is basically means by the excellence. Yes, the term Daksha means very expert. So hence he was named Daksha, and he created all the living entities in the Chakshusha Manvantara. And yes, this brings us to the end of the Canto 4, Chapter 30 of Srimad Bhagavatam. And thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Must have made a lot of mistakes. So kindly keep blessing me. Keep all of you keep myself under your prayers, so that I'm able to preach in better ways. I'm able to attract more devotees into Krishna consciousness. And yes, and let us keep these 8 prayers of Prachetas in our mind, and progress our lives in spiritual consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Vedant Prabhu, thank you very much for the wonderful session. It is really inspiring to see young devotees like you taking so many responsibilities along with your office work, which you have recently joined, managing all these things and taking out time and giving a wonderful session with your heart. No, I don't see any presentation. I don't see any notes. So you have spoken everything from your heart very nicely on this chapter. So thank you very much. If anybody is having any questions or comments, we can take them.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Then with Pranam and Hare Krishna Vedanta. Want to congratulate you. Very, very nicely rendered class. Really appreciate your real interest in doing all these Krishna conscious activities. Like it doesn't come so easily at your age. So very neatly rendered without any, I mean, you don't have any disturbance in between or anything. Like the flow was very nice. So, and also your preparation was very good. So thank you so much for this wonderful class, and all the best to you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you
Hare
so much for your
Krishna.
blessings, Mataji. It's only by prayers of devotees like you that I'm able to do some small services like this. So Thank you so much for your blessings.
I think all your parents' upbringing and wonderful mercy and all your sincere effort is also matters. So nice, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Vedanta Prabhu. It's a wonderful class. That's I feel that's very close to heart. Actually, it's not like that. It's you just follow the script. It's just it comes naturally. Your most of your self-realization I have seen in your class, and also you just rightly put up some like Haridas Thakur's examples and in the right place, and how we are supposed to be in material and spiritual connect. It's very nicely you have to narrate. It's a wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much. All your blessings, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vedant. So really, to be honest, I'm feeling very proud as well that, you have given such a wonderful session. It was very natural. All the flow was so natural that, it was all coming from your, whatever you are regular. I believe you are regularly hearing, reading, and so that's why it was so natural. It didn't look like very much, uh, you know, I was feeling jealous that when I give a session, I have to prepare so much to speak. But I think Krishna being merciful upon you and your, age with your side, I think you are able to prepare so well and so many analogies and stories. It was very good. This thing I really appreciate it, and I feel that I think it's time for us to slowly start looking for retirement. You all should take lead roles in running the circle and make it a dynamic place where people get inspired. Because I don't know, maybe with our age, I don't think we can inspire much now. You all have to take the lead. I think you can do a really good role inspiring other youngsters of our circle as well. So I really
Thank
pray.
you so much for your blessings, Prabhu. But I prepared a lot. I had notes as well. You were not able to see, but it's not that I'm very great. I was actually referring notes the whole time. So
And you are smartly referring. So then it's a Gen Z effect.
no, no, no. So it's not like I'm very great or something. It's just by your blessing that I got this good opportunity, and usually I would not take it, but right now there was really nothing, and parents are also traveling. So I thought that I can do this, and by your mercy I was able to do at least make a good effort. So thank you so much for.
And it's a very important chapter as well. So there are so many important, points for our spiritual life. So I think it was very well presented. So now you will not have any excuse. Your parents are there. We would at least after whenever your sector, this thing is there, we would like to hear you more and more. I think it will help you as well, and it will help us also. It will motivate us also. So I know I literally forced you to take session, but because we
Thank you.
were
No,
already
I'll have to thank you for
canceling.
that. So
Literally, we were canceling the sessions so frequently that I had to literally tell you that, please take it because we already have canceled so many sessions. So thank you for taking up this opportunity and wishing you all the best for your all material and spiritual progress. May Lord always guide you from inside. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. It's all yours. So kindly keep me under your prayers, and hence I'll be able to progress in this spiritual life. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Hare Krishna Vedant Prabhu.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
wonderful class. Me and Prabhu both appreciate. Very nice. Even I was thinking a few months back, this is a very wonderful platform, and all the youngsters in our group they should come up and start taking classes. So next we'll hear other wonderful youngsters. So very nicely you have added all the examples. Even you have added life lessons for us also. How wonderfully Hari Das and Thakur, and we hear from that also the perspective you made for the prostitute, how she changed, what association she got, and what is her determination. That was really wonderful. we can take a lot of lessons from her, like how she was dedicated. You have shown that, and how we have so many engagements around us. We sometimes lose, we just get up, we just go down. And another thing, I have a small question also. So in the last you said like Hanumanji also has an like he also showed the anger, and that anger was in a controlled manner, even the prachetas also. So Brahmaji intervened in that. It means so how can we take it, like were their anger was not controlled, prachetas?
No. So it's that is the life lesson for us, as I mentioned, that extreme amount of anger is unhealthy for anyone. So, in order to avoid that, that had to be intervened. So, Brahmaji just comes in between. Although Brahmaji is much senior, he's the supreme most living entity of in the entire in each universe. Lord Brahma is the supreme most living entity. So he had to intervene at that point of time in order to stop that. But that doesn't really mean that their anger was uncontrolled. It just means that it is Bhagavatam is giving us an example that how anger can be destroying in nature. Yes, Mataji, I think, and I might be wrong. So if any of the senior devotees might want to answer this question, that'll be really nice. Premdada Prabhuji, would you like to add on, Prabhu, anything on this?
Sorry, I missed the question. Was it like, their anger was not controlled?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
Prabhuji, Brahmaji intervened. So I was asking, like, were it was not controlled, so Brahmaji has to intervene in that.
To be honest, I can't comment on that because I just heard Vedant's this thing. I don't remember the exact this thing, but I think it is always anger is something which is always as Bhagavad Gita second chapter says that we lose our intelligence once we get the anger. So it's not even if I think we have so many examples in Bhagavatam also that many a times devotees also they lose their anger and they end up in trouble. So this always for us the safer is to practice our spiritual uh, activities in such a way that we don't get angry. Of course, Lord Hanuman example is extreme because he used his anger in the service of the Lord. Maybe we may not be so equipped that we can use our anger. Our anger is mostly on our own pride only. Even day-to-day small activities of our home also we can see how our interactions at home we get angry so easily if something is not done properly as per our desire. So it is not easy, but in this context I'm not sure if it is mentioned in so much that it was not in control. But in practical session, as Vedant was saying, is that for us to be that what we can learn from this is that we may not be so lucky to Brahma to come and help us to control our anger. Better we learn to control our anger. And
Yes.
wherever, of course, in services to some extent, I have actually many, I would not like to quote those examples by name, but um, in my spiritual practice of whatever 10-15 years, actually we have lost some devotees because of anger, actually in Krishna practice. Because some of senior devotee like us, and as we start assuming that we have become senior, then we take it for granted that oh, I can be angry at anyone. And in one of the incident, we lost one of the devotee was chanting 16 rounds just because some senior devotee became angry on him on a public place. And that too, it was during seva. So specifically during sevas, we become so excited sometimes that we, because of the pressure of seva, we speak to others in a very rude way. Sometimes to communicate, So sometimes what happens is that we see very senior devotee, maybe for example, Vardhakrishna Prabhu, we may see, oh, he is getting, but for his position, sometimes if he's losing anger, is like, nobody will mind also because it's something like a father is getting. But maybe when we get angry, it is something very, sometimes it hurts. So I think I'm taking from the lessons aspect, not answering your question specifically because I don't know the answer, but I'm just saying that, I think as a devotee, we should really, really work upon us. The devotional, this story of Haridas Thakur, which Vedanta was quoting, is that, is such a big example that with our purity, we should be able to inspire others, not showing them away from Krishna because of us. If somebody, our anger or our, um, and I'll be honest, I see this happening in our circle as well because some of the devotees, they are very, very, I'm using this platform to say this openly because I generally don't like to individually point out, but, some devotees, they speak very angrily or very, harshly. It may not be angry, but it's very harsh. And devotees remember that everybody's spiritual life is, as the whole lesson of this chapter was, in the unity what we have. So if we are not able to provide an environment in our community where a devotee is feeling comfortable, happy, blissful, contented, then we are not doing any great preaching, to be honest. Our preaching should be done by our actions, by our behavior, and how much calm we can remain in alarm, but pressing situations like specifically services. It is very easy to remain calm and pretending to be very calm personality in a normal situation, but services, like specifically like cooking and serving prasadam, and you know, like for example, somebody's plate is touching this thing. So, Mataji, what you are doing? I have seen this happening in our circle. So, I know it's not a correct thing. This should not touch, but we should politely tell them so that they learn it, not just. One thing devotees remember is that, devotees, we all have come to Krishna consciousness to get relief from our material, miseries. If after coming here also we are seeing the same thing happening around us, then we don't feel motivated to remain in Krishna consciousness. And it applies to everybody, including ourselves. So always, whenever this anger comes, please think like that I want to behave to others what I expect the others to behave with me. So that's a very important thing. I was hearing to one lecture by Radhanath Maharaj, where he's saying that being a great devotee is not, how much rounds you are chanting. And of course, that's an important aspect of our Krishna consciousness. But he said it's humility, it's the gratitude, it's the, humbleness. So these are our truthfulness. So he says that's what makes us great. So not our, I may be chanting like Haridas Thakur, but if I'm not able to like Haridas Thakur, just by the spiritual potency, he was able to inspire a prostitute to become a devotee. Uh, are we, with our behavior or conduct, are able to, I- you know, um, inspire others? That should be our goal, because that's what people are looking at. Preaching is not just about dumping all the philosophy on others. It's also about, what change we are bringing in ourselves. And that's how we will get entry into the Goloka Vrindavan, not by, external endeavors. Sorry for directing directing your question to totally other direction, but I used it, the opportunity to, see some of the things which are happening in our circle, and I don't want that to happen in our circle. So
Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us a very, like, I think I'll say that in after a few sessions you should add this, so it will be very good for our training only how we should behave.
I know, we know, actually most of us know it, but unfortunately because of our conditioning we are not, and that I include myself as well. although I preach a lot, being in a leadership role, I just easily say to everybody, you do this, you do this. But to bring that change within myself also is is a struggle. So it's with all of us. But yes, if we keep on meditating upon all these things, I think we can help. But yes, to your question, I don't know. Maybe Vedanta only is the right person to answer. If Brahma was, anger was too much. I don't know. I need to read the chapter to answer your question.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Vedant Prabhu. Very wonderful class. Like as per your age, right? I see because I learn a lot of things today. So generally, what this class goes right. So first we summarize the chapter, and then at last we come to the actual learning points, right? And I see in very less time, almost 10 minutes or 15 minutes, everybody focus on the learning. But for your class, right, starting from only you focus on the learning, and your whole class is evolve around the this learning also. So this is a good template for me actually for the preparation for the next classes, whatever, whenever we get it right. So we should focus on the learning, and all summaries should evolve around the all the learning points. Whatever the 9 points should tell, right, is very beautifully explained. I think it is learning for us also, like how the class should go, so that it always focus on the learning, not about the summary, right? Because that's what we this Bhagavatam classes we started, so that we can get out of the extract in the very less time in 1 hour a chapter. But you beautifully like curate it for us, and I'm very thankful to you. Hare Krishna. Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
I
Thank you
won't
so
take
much
much
for
time.
your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I think if nobody's having any questions or comments, Premendra Prabhu, do we have some announcements to make?
Yes. So tomorrow,